What's up you guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well. Now being 31 myself, I think my views and perspective about the world and things in general and life in general has changed so much. I was thinking about what advices I would give my 20-year-old self, and then after a lot of introspecting I came up with this list of 10 advices. So if you are someone in your 20s or even in your 30s, then stay tuned. So first advice I would like to give is make better habits. I kind of had no structure to my life. I would go to college, then come back, chill out with my friends. I didn't really do anything else than that. And if I could tell myself, I would ask myself to make better habits, to work out regularly, to eat healthy, to change small things at a time. I started incorporating these habits in like last 2 years, like when I was 29, and in just 2 years I can see there's a lot of difference in me to 2 years back and now. I'm a lot healthier. I can cook really well. I can take care of myself. I read, I invest, and I think small changes that I started doing in these 2 years are now showing some results. I'm still far from my actual goals, but at least I have started. And I think these small changes in your life go a long way in helping you live a better life. Second tip would be show up for yourself. Till the time you are a teenager and you stay with your family, they are always there to support you and guide you and push you to do your best. But once you leave the house, there's no one gonna be there to tell you that what you need to do and to ask you to get out of the bed or to ask you to do your best in whatever you're doing or to pursue your dreams. It's just going to be you. So you have to show up for yourself. You have to tell yourself that you can do it, and you have to push yourself to do what you really want to do, because no one else will. So if you have someone in your life who is pushing you to be your best, you are really lucky. But if you don't really have that person, then you can be that person for yourself. So you be that force who pushes you and just achieve what you really want to achieve in your life. So that brings me to the third point, like set goals. When I finished my undergrad and got that job through campus placement, after that I literally had no clue what I wanted in life. I had no goals. If there was anything I wanted, I was just so comfortable in that I didn't really want to try anything new or leave that and go somewhere else. So I think I would tell my 20-year-old self that please set goals, think about what you really want. Think about 5 or 10 years down the line, what type of life do you want, and try to work backwards to create that sort of life for yourself. By just being in your comfort zone, you're not going to grow, you're not going to achieve anything. And by the time you reach later in your life, 30, 35, 40, you would regret the time you wasted in being in your comfort zone. So yes, please set goals. Identify what you really want. Even if you don't know what your goals are, just think of a life that you would want to live 5 or 10 years down the line. Think about the experience you want to have, think about the material things that you want to have, and then think about how you can achieve them. So first see the whole big picture and then work backwards to the smallest thing that you need to do to create the life that you want, that you are envisioning. And I think having better habits would definitely help in achieving these things throughout your life. Now I cannot emphasize enough on how important this fourth tip is: invest in your future. When I was in my 20s, I literally had no investments. I hardly had some savings from the money that I would get from my job. I never taught how to manage our personal finances, neither in college, neither in school. We don't really know, and now people are starting to talk about these things openly, but like when I was in my 20s, no one would talk about these things, and I literally had no clue. I was of the mindset that I would figure out when the time comes. You only live once, so I don't want to like save my money and don't have these experiences, which was not a really good approach. I think there needs to be a good balance. So from last 2 years, I now think I have a better approach to look at my finances, to budgeting, and to invest regularly. And I can see the changes. I can see the changes in my habits. I can see the changes in my expenditures and stuff like that. And I think that is helping me a lot in becoming financially stable, in reaching my financial goals in like the future. So I think the key is to start small, but start somewhere. You don't really need a lot of money to start investing. You can just start with as little as you have and then be consistent. Now let's talk about the next step. Be open for new experiences in life and travel. I think when you have an open mind for whatever life throws at you and for new experiences, you get a chance to look at the world in a different way. You get to question your own thinking, your own thoughts, and your own understanding of the world. And you also get a chance to see things in a different light and different perspective. Me personally, moving out of my parents' house was, I think, a very good thing that happened to me. For some time, I definitely hated that part of moving out and being on my own because it was really hard for me. But now looking back, I think I am who I am because of all those experiences. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been this person I'm right now. I became more independent. I became more open-minded because I stayed and I spoke and I met with so many people from different backgrounds, different cultures and stuff like that, that it gave me a whole new perspective about life. Okay, now, so this is a big one. I think it took me a lot of time to understand this and implement this in my actual life. And the tip is that learn to know when to walk away. I think this is something that no one teaches us, and it comes to us with experience. Sometimes it comes early in life and sometimes it takes forever for us to learn to know our worth and to know when to walk away from a certain situation, certain relationship, certain job, or whatever it is. Of course, now when I look back, I feel I could have done better in certain things and certain situations. So if I had to give myself an advice, it would definitely be this, that learn to know when to walk away. Here's another big one of mine, that is love yourself first. If you put yourself first, you not only improve from within, but you also start improving from the outside. You start radiating that energy and everything around you also kind of improves. So you start eating healthy, you start sleeping better, you start looking better, you start feeling better. Everything, I think, starts with you. Which brings me to the next point, that is be yourself. Now everyone will see you in different ways, and some people will like you, some people will not like you, which is, I think, totally fine. You don't really need to conform to anyone's standards or anyone's ideology of who you are. You need to see for yourself who you are. There will always be aspects in your life that you want to improve, but just be who you are, and you would definitely find people who like you for who you are, and there would definitely be people who don't like you for who you are, but who cares, just be yourself. The next tip is, it's never too late for doing what you really want. I think this is something that I've learned from my mom, that if it's important enough for you, I'm sure you will put in the efforts and you can make it work. And even at the end, if it doesn't really work, that's fine. You at least try. By the way, it's really windy outside today. I don't know why, but I don't know if you can hear it, but it's really loud as well. And here's the last one, do what makes you happy. I think I've learned this the hard way. I think people generally disapprove because they themselves have not done it and they don't really understand what you're doing. So if you are sure what you're doing is the right thing and if it makes you happy, then don't really bother of who's approving and who's not approving. You generally don't need anyone's approval if you're doing the right thing. So please don't go seeking approval from people around you. Just do what makes you happy. If it makes sense to you, it doesn't really have to make sense to anyone else. I think that's all the advices I had for my younger self, and I hope some of these advices would definitely help you guys too. So if you feel this video was useful to you, then let me know in the comments so that I can make more such videos. And if you think I've missed anything, or if you think that you want to add to the list of the advices that I gave in this video, then also let me know in the comments. And if you like the video, give a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye bye.